The Staples Center, downtown Los Angeles. And as they...
Hey, Kevin. Well,
It does indeed. Thanks, David. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Joe Harris. Durant is out there with Jordan. Then it's Harden, and it's Shamet in at the 2 spot. And for Los Angeles, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the 2. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Outside Jordan. Kicks it out to Harden. Fires from 14. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Nobody near George. A 3-pointer off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Harris with it. Leonard picks him up. Shamet the pass to Harris. 3-pointer. A 3-pointer is right on target.
And this is what we call a sniper from the outside. Joe Harris, a knockdown shooter.
Now, here's George. Defense right on him. Here's Zubac. That falls. Nice speed that time from George.
Well, the coach loves this kind of ball movement. Anytime you create something inside the free throw line, you know it's a good look.
Passes it to Shamet. Back to Harden. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Now, here is George. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, Paul George routinely making these difficult shots look easy. He's showing how dominant he truly is.
Now here's Harden. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Shamet. No good on the 3. Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Over in the corner, Beverley. The pass to Zubac, and Jordan sends it back.
This is not the guy you want in your zip code when the ball is going up. DeAndre Jordan twice on the pipes.
Shots good by Durant.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
And George kicks to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness. All the while, he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. Here's George after the made shot from KD and the dunk by Zubac.
Don't you love it when you've got a small forward who can pass the basketball just like Paul George did there? Makes it look easy.
Harden against Beverley. Goes back up. And Durant lays it in. Durant's got 6.
Well, with his combination of length and timing and athleticism, Kevin Durant is eating the glass right now.
It's George on the wing. He's covered by Shamet. George passes to Beverley. Outside for George. Just 5 on the clock. And that one goes long.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Harris outside. Outside, KD. Back to Harris. Leonard with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Shamet the pass to Harris. KD looking around. And finished off by KD.
So unpredictable, so versatile. When KD's working that pick and roll, the defense has a hard time dealing with it.
Outside, George. Pulls up on the elbow, and that one released in time, but no good. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Brooklyn ahead, up 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples.
I think you get a lot of teams' best shot.
And Greg, it's one of the great challenges of being one of the teams to beat.
But that's the difference with a superstar like Durant. He can give you elite play from start to finish. Lesser guys can do that only in spurts.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
We've got DeMarcus Cousins. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Pass to George. Cousins trying to free himself up. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from George. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Harden dishes to Durant. Back to Harden. Pass to Durant. Count it. Good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Jackson kicks to George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 5. His 5th miss. Out 2 for 7 from the floor. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Bounce pass from Durant. Brown finds KD. Fires high post. He can't get that one to fall. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Nets leading by 5. Feeds to Griffin. And the rejection by Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins proving you don't have to be a high flyer to block shots. That's about positioning and timing.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one at the line is good. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office.
Now, this is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by, Irving with the ball. Guarded now by Jackson. That one good for 2.
Well, sometimes it's about shot selection. Kyrie Irving finds the weakness in the defense consistently.
And when he first came into the league, Blake Griffin's dunking made headlines. And while I'm sure he enjoyed that, he was also eager to show that there was more to his game.
Kennard kicks to Leonard. Poked away and taken away by Brown. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Misses from short range.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Nets leading by 3. And you know, Greg, in the past, Griffin felt at times criticized as being a one-dimensional player.
I tell you, Kevin, I think he's answered those critics. You look at his passing and his development as a shooter, one of the more complete offensive players in the league.
And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Leonard with the ball. That shot is off target. That makes him 2 for 3. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Irving with a clean look. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Griffin against Leonard. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got his 3rd assist on the night. And for Brooklyn, their shooting is definitely lagging at the moment. They're just 30% in the second quarter. Brown feeling it out a bit. Here's Irving. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
And even through contact, Kyrie still able to finish shots consistently.
16 seconds left in the first half of the game. Outside Jackson, 6 to shoot. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here.
Veteran move by Cousins. One eye on the clock, one eye on the rim.
And that'll do it for the first half of competitive. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings. A tremendous start for Kevin Durant. He had 10 points and 5 rebounds. Thanks for joining.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Harden out there with Landry Shamet. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Durant, and it's Jordan in at the 5 spot.
You love the anticipation there. Made sure to box out, knew where the ball was going, and doesn't let anyone impede him from pulling in the glass.
And it's in there.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Here's Beverly, and he converts the layup.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Harden outside. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Harden's got the lead up to 5 now for Brooklyn.
Wow, what a start to this half. 3 for 3, dictating the pace on the offensive end. They're rolling early.
George with the bucket.
That was from the parking lot. Paul George very assured from distance.
Nets have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Here's Shamet. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Harden.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission. And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Outside, George. There's the lob to the hoop. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Brooklyn leading by 4. Shamet the pass to Harden. And it's good, 2 points.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Passes to Zubac. The Clippers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And last season, as a team. They knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
A different look for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Morris, and it's Kennard in for Paul George. And the Nets also making a change. Jeff Green is checked in for Durant. Now, here's Shamet. Kennard covering. And again, it's Brooklyn converting. Clippers trail by 6. Beverly finds Leonard. And finished off by Leonard.
We are talking about a solid 230 pounds. Kawhi Leonard's strength and his frame allows him to get shots off under duress.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Brooklyn. Bruce Brown comes in for Landry Shamet. Harden outside. Out to Harris. From deep. Kennard with the rebound.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite too, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
A miss that time would have put him up. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Nets. It's a one-point game.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
First one falls for him. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Patterson against Green. Patterson passes to Kennard. Good on the shot.
There's real synergy in play right now on the offensive end. The pass was right where it needed to be.
Brown outside. Back to Harden. There's 47 seconds left in the third. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
You know, I thought in the first half this guy was pressing. He was rushing. Now he's settled into the game.
Brooklyn making some changes. Griffin's checked in for Green. And it's Luwawu Cabarro in for Harris. He throw good, James Harden.
And the way Harden plays the game, incredible. So much energy and really as creative as they come.
Jackson has the open look. That three off the mark. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Kicks it out to Harden. And there's the pass to Luwawu. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul. And Luwawu gets it to go.
You know, a guy with that size from the downtown three-point area, no chance for a defender to alter that shot.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. And the Nets making a change here as well. Irving's checked in. The three from George. Drills the three-pointer. George has got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Clippers.
Well, the three-point shooting of Paul George is an important attribute. Because he can put it on the deck, he's got to balance it with that kind of look right there.
The third quarter comes to a close. Brooklyn ahead. They lead by 4. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. They've got Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Oturu in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Harden outside. Rebounded by Jackson.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
George. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Andrew Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. Irving's checked in for the Nets. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player.
Here's Irving. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. And the Nets lead by 1. And for the Clippers, they're shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Morris outside. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 4 assists in the game.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Irving for 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And here's Beverly. Up and in on the layup. And it's a 4-point Los Angeles lead.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Irving to the inside. Claxton with the bucket.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. George up top. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Hammers the alley-oop through.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
No doubt, keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
Outside Irving. Takes the 13-footer. Second chance shot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Still, Griffin has insane hops. Close in, can sky over others, helps him to draw fouls.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And the Nets making a change here as well. James Harden. He's checked in for Landry Shamet. Pass to Zubac. Outside Leonard. Kicks it to Jackson. Leonard looking around. Shoots over KD. Can't connect from 14 feet out. Nets trail by 3. In the corner, Irving with it. Off the left rim and out. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Back to Zubac. Durant with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And Griffin with the score. The assist from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists in the game.
And you can see how the team rallies around Griffin in these situations. And their faith is not misplaced. He plays with such heart.
KD against Leonard. Back to Cousins. There's the dish to Jackson. Over Irving. Here's Cousins. And it's blocked. They recover it. And the shot is good. Nets trail by 3. Now Harden. To tie it up. It's rebounded by Leonard. LA's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Outside Jackson. He kicks it to Leonard. Fires for 3. Goes up again. Jackson passes to Zubac. Leonard against Durant. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Brooklyn will come the other way.
Points are an absolute must here.
And no time to waste. Not at this point in the game.
Pass to to Claxton. Shoots over Zubac. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jackson with it. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. What a show they put out here at home tonight.
I mean, these are...
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. Prepared to compete. You see the focus. Short, a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They've just got to make the adjustments.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Lopez in at center. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Batum's out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point guard position. Taken away by Holiday. Middleton inside the three-point line, and it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And George, here we go. Outside Leonard. Inside, it's tipped. Over onto the Kumbo. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
We're about 1 minute into the first. Holiday, no one around him. Off target with his three. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Leonard kicks to Zubac. Outside, George. No good on that one. Great D that time from Middleton. And so it's Middleton with it. He brings it up for the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit, maybe lost concentration too.
Beverly finds Zubats.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Holiday attacking. Pass to DiVincenzo. To the paint. Here's Lopez. And Lopez throws it down.
Chalk that up. Lopez won't miss many of those.
Beverly the pass to Leonard. To the middle. Zubats kicks to Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And there's only ever going to be one result when Kawhi's driving to the bucket. And it's going to be loud, and it's going to be painful.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubats has got 4 rebounds in this game. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one is on Holiday.
And, you know, Batum certainly has the ability to score inside.
Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important. And then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to, when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point.
Middleton is simply a very versatile and dangerous offensive player. He's clever at using the pull-up jumper in the right spots to balance out his shot-making repertoire.
Count it.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Antetokounmpo. It's good.
Just off the charts, incredible athleticism from Antetokounmpo. Fending off contact like a real pro.
Now here's Rondo. No points in the game yet for him. The drive by Cousins. That one, no good. And Milwaukee will come the other way. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And the Bucks miss again. Los Angeles leading by 3. Here's Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
And so it's Milwaukee with it after the Clippers pick up 2. Here's Forbes. And with the rebound.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well.
Now here's Cousins. The three-pointer, no good. Here is Forbes. Down low. Here's Tucker. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Clippers ahead, up 5. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
DeMarcus Cousins out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Mann in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Now here's Jackson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. To the middle. And Cousins throws it down.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Teague against Jackson. Teague, the pass to Portis. Yep, that one goes.
He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Teague against Jackson. He kicks it to Cousins. Back to Jackson. And no good. Now the Bucks take it the other way. To the paint. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And Antetokounmpo is so long. I mean, he stretches forever, covers a ton of ground.
And the call will be against Jeff Teague. That is his first foul of the game. Now the pass to Zubac, and he could not get that. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Batum's checked in. The Bucks also changing it up. Lopez, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton comes in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Drew Holiday in for Jeff Teague. Holiday attacking, pass to Forbes. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Los Angeles leading by 5. Pass to Zubac. Kennard up top. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And Giannis pushing it up. No one back to stop him. It's deflected.
A capable defensive player. That wingspan of Batum, really an asset in blocking shots.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Bucks trail by 5. There's the lob into the Kumbo.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a pat to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
And he chose the conservative finish with the nice, easy layup, which was a good decision.
George is checked in for the Clippers. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile one block a moment ago.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
Here's Giannis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
You know, what you really like about Antetokounmpo is he wants to keep getting better. I'd say he's accomplished that and then some.
Milwaukee making a switch here. DiVincenzo's checked in. Frankie, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you know, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach.
For Los Angeles, they have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. First free throw is good.
And the soft-spoken Leonard is now an elite talent in this league, an athletic forward who leads by example.
Bobby Portis is checked in for Milwaukee.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Now here is Holiday. And the dunk by Lopez.
Savvy play from Holiday. Quick thinking helps him get the ball to the wide open man.
1:24 left in the first half. George against DiVincenzo. And he comes up with the deuce. George has got his first basket. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for Milwaukee. It's a 3-point game. Middleton on the wing, defended by Batum. From deep three-point range, Middleton can't get it to go.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Now here's Leonard, and there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Definitely, that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubats. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. Here's Lopez. Back to Teague. Pulls up from the corner. The rebound by Patterson. Los Angeles leading by 5. Floats it up for Cousins.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
DiVincenzo passes to Portis. Cousins pulls it in.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
It's his first trip to the line.
At the line for your Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins.
And that one falls for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, Cousins was part of the U.S. national team that won gold back in 2016. He said it was always a dream to play for his country, and when he got the chance, he didn't waste it.
Here's Connaughton. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's one. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. And Kenny, like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
On the court for the Bucks. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the small forward position.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Holiday, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
You know, when you see Antetokounmpo make a pass like that, it tells you just how much he's matured and grown as a player and decision maker.
Beverley the pass to Zubats. And he gets it to go. Zubats has got 6.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Lopez. Kick out to Giannis. Here's Lopez, and the dunk by Lopez.
Because of that big body and 7-foot frame, Lopez a handful to keep off the glass.
Pass to Zubats. DiVincenzo against Kennard. The shot, no good. The Bucks go the other way with it. Outside Holiday. Hits it from 3-point range. Holiday's got his second bucket tonight.
With deep range and a wide arsenal of moves, Holiday keeps defenders off balance.
Back to Beverly, and the foul on Drew Holiday. And that'll be his third foul so far. For the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Zubac. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Paul George in for Luke Kennard. And Milwaukee also making a switch. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Brook Lopez.
Look at how high George gets off these drives to the hoop. Banging it down with the violence of a madman.
Middleton and contact, and here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this, and he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
I tell you, that's why Antetokounmpo is so feared league-wide. I mean, when he's close to the rim, he's most likely going to flush it on you.
Giannis Antetokounmpo has said he doesn't want people calling him the MVP because he doesn't want to relax. He said he fears failure, so he has got to get better.
Now the Bucks moving it up. Holiday against Beverly. The shot by Middleton, wide open. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Well, Greg, there's been some debate. What do you think? Is Giannis the best player right now in the world?
I tell you what, if there's a conversation, he has to be in it. You know, some people might go with Kawhi, Kevin Durant. He's coming back. LeBron James is there as well. But Giannis is probably the guy to lead that conversation.
And another miss. Oof, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have. You're right.
Yeah, it's really hard to distract Paul George when he goes into a shot. I mean, even though the defense is there and made the obvious foul, doesn't seem to bother him.
They throw good, Paul George. Bucks trail by 10. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Portis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. This is his first trip to the line tonight. That free throw missing. Jackson, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. He hits the second from the line. Tipped away. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. T kicks to Forbes. Antetokounmpo passes to Portis. Can't connect from short range. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Now here comes Teague leading the break. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 9 rebounds now tonight. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
Now here's Teague. Here's Portis. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. The three from George. It's rebounded by T.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the wide open shot from Morris. It's good from long range. Morris has got the lead up to 12 now for Los Angeles. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now T. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And Teague is outstanding at making the right decision, especially in the pick and roll. Change of pace, his tight handles, his passing is superb.
From deep, George. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Los Angeles with a 10-point lead. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. They've got Jackson. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Here's Connaughton. Yes, that goes in. Connaughton's got his first bucket of the night.
Set him up well there. Brook Lopez showing his vision and willingness as a passer.
And here's Jackson. Throws it up high. Zubac, that's good.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Lopez. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Jackson against Holiday. Jackson kicks to Morris. The pass to Zubac. Drops in the layup for 2. Zubac has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Holiday with it. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. And he gets the bucket.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Now here's Jackson. Passes it to Zubac. Chalk up 2 there. And the Clippers lead by 10.
Check out the vision from Jackson. He doesn't have to make the flashy play, just wants to make the right play.
Here's Holiday. Inside, Tucker. From outside the arc. And it's Connaughton missing. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
And a great move by Giannis. And 12 points for Giannis.
Middleton, a scorer by nature, that time showing you he can find his teammates, too.
Here's Beverly. Outside, Batum. It's George on the wing. The dish now to Cousins. Leonard kicks to George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Boy, the confidence that George brings to his game is also confidence that impacts and injects his teammates. He's a high-octane scorer who's ready to go as soon as the game starts and whenever he gets the ball.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Now, here's George. Shot clock at 6. Beyond the arc. Rebound by Brook Lopez. Lopez has got his 4th rebound in this one. The drive by Giannis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum.
You know, when Antetokounmpo puts his head down, man, it is a really terrifying sight for the defense when this guy's coming at you all limbs and arms and size and ball skills. Usually you just end up hacking away at him to stop him from getting to the hoop.
Zubats is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Teague comes in for Pat Connaughton. George against DiVincenzo. Pass to Batum. Left side, George. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Way to work the glass. Buffet style. Second chance bucket. They can make a big difference.
Fires the three. Kept alive. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And night in and night out, that's what he provides.
Now, here is George. There's the three. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
And maybe, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes. And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Beverly for three. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. From past the arc. George missing again. Giannis outside. Empty that time from Leonard. So the Clippers with the win. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Clark. And just about to get underway as the starting five. Well, the weekend obviously isn't D.A.
Well, guys,
He's certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. And for Los Angeles, Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Zubats in at the 5 down low.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
Jackson. After the miss, 3 from Damian Lillard. Jackson finds George. And a miss there on the triple. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Lillard from outside. The shot that time, not on target. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. George against McCollum. George passes to Morris. Here's Zubac. Nurkic with the block. And they'll keep possession. And now Portland on the break. McCollum with the ball. Portland again missing.
Oh, my God. They can't buy one. 0 for 4. Sometimes this happens.
Tries it from 19. And the rebound by Nurkic. The Trailblazers have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Lillard way outside. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Lillard's got the game going here with the first basket for the Trailblazers. George looking around. Launches a 3. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Lillard fires away from way outside. It's good on the putback.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Here's George. Kicks it out to Leonard. Takes the 3. Powell with the steal. And now Portland on the break. Lillard from outside. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2 for 6 start.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in.
A terrific ball thief. PG-13 knows it's a priority to create turnovers that spark the running game.
Lillard from deep three-point land. From outside, off the mark.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. And then Lillard slams it in.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
Outside, George. Offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Pass to Cantor. Lillard outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 11 points.
Man, he has been locked in this quarter, shouldering the load at the offensive end.
Pass to Leonard. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Shot clock at 5. Here's Beverly. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. The shot by Lillard wide open. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
Back to Lillard. Lets the 3 fly. Hits the 3-point bomb. 14 points for him.
Awesome form on the triple. Lillard with textbook technique.
The 3 from George. And we reach the end of the first quarter. It's the Trailblazers. They lead by 8. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing when it comes.
I think it comes from the.
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers, guys, what do you think?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, they've got Derek Jones. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Simons in the point.
Every organization needs team-first guys like Patrick Beverly. That's a terrific pass.
Here's Simons. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverly is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Now in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather take? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Oof. Well,
wow.
I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know,
Kawhi's
got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yep, I'm going to agree with you. Simons, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just landing in. He wanted to make a statement.
Passes it to Mann. Feeds to Cousins. Kennard for 3. Los Angeles with another miss.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
Powell, the pass to Simons. Misses the 3. Clippers trail by 10.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now here's Cousins. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And there's the pass to Mann. Now here's Beverly. He's guarded closely.
Patrick Beverly is an irritant. You hate playing against him. Love playing with him.
Los Angeles shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Simons, and the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Leonard comes in for Patrick Beverly, and George is subbed in for Jackson. So timeout called here, the first for Portland. A different look now for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Giles. Collin comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simons. Lillard way outside. Portland no good that time either.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
George against Lillard. Back to Rondo. And it's Zubac atop the key. And the dunk by Zubac.
One of the more instinctive passes over the last decade. Rondo quickly locates the open man.
Here's Lillard. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on Rajon Rondo.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that
when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Outside, George cans it from downtown. George has got 5.
The mechanics on Paul George's shot are so good. In the end, the range makes no difference. The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
There's Nurkic putting it right back in. And the Trailblazers lead by 9.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Lillard from outside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And after that great first quarter from three-point range, he has finally come back to earth.
Rondo is a pro in transition. He can flat out get it done.
Lillard from outside traps in the tray. Lillard's got the lead up to 10 now for the Trailblazers.
And even after all those three-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
And it's George missing.
In this first half, he has really fallen in love with the 3. So far, not paying dividends.
And it's Lillard missing. And up the floor again, the Clippers running the floor. And it's Leonard missing. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching after 2 quarters. It's Portland out in front. They lead by 10. Shaq, how do you think Portland played?
We've seen them play better, but...
And that...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Well, through the first 2, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
What can you say? Shooting is a premium in this league, and you can see why.
We've got Patrick Beverley. Marcus Morris is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Mann in at the 3. That's who's out there for the Clippers. From the arc. And it's Beverley missing. Trailblazers leading by 10. Lillard outside. No good from outside.
Yeah, but the defense was determined not to give him an inch of free space.
For the 3. He's off on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Oh, Morris in position.
With a high basketball IQ and improving playmaking abilities, Luke's growing as a distributor.
Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Covington dishes to Lillard. Six on the shot clock. Knocks down the 3 ball. Lillard's got 23.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
Beverley, the pass to Kennard. Back to Beverley. Cousins trying to free himself up. And it's Beverley missing. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Lillard outside. Off target from outside. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They trail by 11. Mann gets the bucket.
Terrific vision there with that pass. Hit his teammate perfectly in transition.
Lillard, the pass to Simons. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Dishes to Covington. Lillard against Beverley. And that one's good. Lillard
The natural offensive talent of Lillard gives him incredible flexibility, and boy, he can strike at any time.
Beverly against Lillard. Kennard kicks to Beverly. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 11 rebounds in the game. Three-pointer, Lillard. Good on the triple. Lillard's got 8 points in the quarter. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. Do you think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And Kevin, that's a great question. And believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right now.
No, we don't do that.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Paul George is checked in for Luke Kennard. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly.
Slippery play by Paul George to get inside. He ends up right where he wanted to be for the shot.
Here's Powell and the dunk by Powell.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injuries slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
And the Clippers making a change here. We've got 1:13 left to play in the third. On the wing, Morris. And it's off from three-point range.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And here's McCollum for three. That shot off. Some solid defense there from Jackson. The three from George. Nailed from three-point land. George has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Clippers. McCollum outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Morris finds George. The three. They grab their own miss. Kicks it out to Leonard. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Jackson. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. There's 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Jackson against McCollum. Takes a three. A shot, no good. It could go, and so it's the Portland Trailblazers in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had tonight. Back right after this. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Let me tell you, when you can run offense through your bigs, you give the defense just another thing it has to try and take away.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the floor for Portland, Norman Powell is out there with C.J. McCollum. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then it's Anthony. And it's Jones in at the small forward position. Anthony with the bucket.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Jackson kicks to Zubac. Kicks it out to Leonard. Shoots the three. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Powell dishes to McCollum. From deep. It's hauled in by Zubats.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Lillard's checked in for Norman Powell. Offensive rebound, Zubats, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Relentless on the offensive glass, and then you love the finish.
Lillard outside. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Lillard's got 30.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Kennard finds Zubats. Jackson has the open look. And the 3 off target.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Three-pointer, Lillard connects from three-point range. Lillard's got the lead up to 14 now for Portland.
In the first half, he got wild and loose from beyond the arc. Now he's hit 3 more since. Remarkable.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Jackson kicks to Zubats. Pass to Kennard. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Lillard outside. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. You know, winning that championship as you did, Greg, for UNLV, many people don't remember you played much of that season with a broken jaw.
Well, Kevin, I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. It was pretty hazy. I lost 19 pounds over the course of the season.
Oh,
I was
goodness.
Championship night, I was 168 pounds.
No
and,
kidding.
Yeah. Well, I was wired shut
Wow.
for 8 weeks. Did miss a game, but I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that today. But, you know, it did turn out well with the championship.
As I recall, you broke it against Fresno State, correct?
Yes, yeah. Got my legs taken out from under me and broke the fall with my face.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, ouch! And the basket by Lillard.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
This was obviously a focal point coming out of the break. Look smart when the shots are going down.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out.
The Blazers on offense. They're on a 14-4 run. There's the 3. Rebound by the Clippers. George has got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Rondo. No good there. Some solid defense from Lillard. Trailblazers leading by 19.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Portland.
It was like watching a 3-point shooting contest tonight here.
And they just didn't seem to let up, whether the last several shots went down or not. 3 after 3, it just seemed to pay off for them.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Damian Lillard.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
And it's George finishing it off.
And this is how you score in transition. And Paul George, you just have to appreciate his hustle.
Lillard outside. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity.
Good luck containing Paul George on the drive. He's one of the more fluid wings in the league.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
They've got the 5-on-3 advantage, and he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
You know, no one produces like Paul George does. He elevates your team's abilities in any situation.
Now Lillard. From deep. It's hauled in by Zubats.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
You know what another option is? Just give the ball up. Let someone else make a play.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And if you look at the stats for unassisted jump shot percentage, Lillard is always around the top.
And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's man in at the three, the small forward. And for the Nets, DeAndre Jordan is out there with Durant. Then it's Joe Harris. Then it's Harden. And it's Luwawu in at the small forward. Now here's Harden. Lots of speed and athleticism on the floor tonight, Brent. What do you think could determine the outcome?
Well, if guys are going to play fast, Kevin, and guys are going to be up in the air, it's going to come down to very solid decision-making to see who it is that separates themselves in this one. Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
Harden kicks to Luwawu Cabarro. Harden against George. Outside Jordan. Stolen by Zubac. George against Harden. And that one's good. George.
That's a nice play by Paul George, showing a nice touch from the mid-range.
George against Harden. Rebound by the Clippers. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. George passes to Jackson. Outside, George. Pass to Zubac. Banked in off the glass.
A really good decision there from Paul George. Quick to find the open man.
The Nets still looking like they're getting going. Still without a basket in the game. Harden finds Harris. And the Nets miss again. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Jackson looking it over. Outside Leonard. Over Durant. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Scraping and clawing, doing everything he can to grow that lead.
Emphatic on the putback stuff.
Now, team's having a tough time containing him, attacking all the way there.
And that one drops for him.
Finally, after all those clanks, someone comes through for him.
Yeah, the point is to score, so getting that first one, that always helps.
Clippers leading by 6. Outside, George. The pass to Jackson. Good D by Jordan.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Harden. That one goes. Count it.
I mean, how many spots on the floor is Harden not effective from? I'll tell you, not many.
The three from George. Sinks the three-pointer. George has got his second basket of the night.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for. And the versatility of Paul George's game, elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
When you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor, I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Now here is George. Harden missing his last shot. And George kicks to Jackson. 4 on the clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Green, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And the Clippers making a change here. Harden outside. Outside, Green. Back to Harden. To the inside, Jordan. Green kicks to KD. Offline with his three. And so Cousins will bring it up for Los Angeles. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. In transition, here come the Nets. Durant's running, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
Love to watch KD out in transition. Puts a little flair on the finish.
Now Leonard. The 15-footer.
Jordan continuing to bring all that he has on the defensive end of the floor. Shooters always leery about where DeAndre is on the defense.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Clippers ahead. They're up by 5. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for this.
How can we be the best version of ourselves?
Well, Durant may not be the in-your-face type of player, Greg, but he gets the message across for sure.
He's not going to yell at you. He's going to show you how it's done and expect that you're as committed to winning as he is.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Clippers leading by 3. Beverly finds Kennard. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Inside. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Now Cousins with his height is able to get up there and jam that one down. Get the ball deep to him on the inside and pretty much he'll take care of the rest.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for James Harden. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Morris is checked in. Here's Irving. Nice D from Cousins. Here's Los Angeles now. It's a 5-point game. Morris outside. Back to Beverly, beyond the arc. The Clippers keep it alive. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Well, the edge to Cousins rebounding, you're okay with it if it shows up in the way he goes about his business on the glass.
Stolen by Beverly. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. From outside the arc, it's hauled in by Claxton.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverly rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverly is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against him.
Beverly, the pass to Kennard. The three.
And in this quarter, they just haven't had the success from beyond the arc that they began the game with.
Count that one. Cousins has got the lead up to 9 now for Los Angeles.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
Here's Irving. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
I don't know how he does it, but Kyrie does such a great job to get deep position and convert, separating himself from other point guards in the league with that finishing ability.
Now here's Beverly. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. He kicks to Morris. Here's the three. Cousins on the follow. And the Clippers lead by 9.
And they continue to control the glass.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Nets. Down low, Claxton. And the rejection by Cousins.
I like it. Cousins making impact on the defensive end. Nice to have a rim presence and blocks that shot away.
So for the Nets, Luwawu is checked in for Green. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Landry Shamet. On the clock. And Irving with the basket on the assist from Harris. Irving's got 4 points this quarter.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
Yeah, I don't think he even sees a taller defender out there. Just a gifted scorer.
And Batum kicks to Jackson. Over to the wing. Zubac finds Batum. Here's George. It's hauled in by Claxton.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Passes to Luwawu. There's 37 seconds left to play in the first half. No good with the layup. The three from George. That shot no good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. A floater. Griffin kicks to Irving. There's 14 seconds left now here in the second. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Gets it off. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. DeMarcus Cousins, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end. And
we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You know, Cousins has really been making it happen, guys.
And those extra chances mean so much. And he has shaped the game with the way he's been pulling down those offensive boards.
And the team appreciating all of that dirty work going on. His activity has been phenomenal.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's man in at the 3.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Leonard the pass to man. George with the ball. Picked up by Harris. Kicks it out to Leonard. Pass to man. It's George on the wing. He's got 5, and that one good. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Osmond. But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Diaz, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mention. George, no good.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
Harden against Jackson. Jordan kicks to Luwawu Cabarro. It's Harden with the drive, and Harden with the stuff.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile 1 block.
And they're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time D.
A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. And then for Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
Well, he knows how to score, and he does just that. Don't let Paul George fool you. He can finish inside.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. 14 feet away. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
Pass to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Yeah, just aggressive there. Instead of going to one of his patented shots inside, Morris just simply rises up to be free.
And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason a year ago. A lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switched to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. Durant comes in for Green. Beverly feeling it out a bit. There's the pass to Morris. They get it back. Cousins on the follow. Cousins has got the lead up to 9 now for Los Angeles.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Here's Irving. And he banks in the layup. Irving's got 4 this quarter.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Kennard on the wing. It's good. And the Clippers lead by 9.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
Beverly against Irving. It's Durant on the wing. Shoots it. Kennard with the rebound. Los Angeles leading by 9. On the wing, Morris. Cousins finds Morris. Now here's Kennard. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. The Nets have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Claxton the pass to Durant. There's 31 seconds left here in the third quarter. Second shot opportunity. And the rejection by Cousins. And here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. From deep three-point range, that shot off the mark. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And here is Los Angeles now. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Luwawu is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then there's Brown. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the Nets' 5. Leonard against KD. Shot clock at 3. Beverly dishes to Batum. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Nets making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. Harden scanning the floor. No good off the back of the rim. Clippers leading by 9. Outside, George. That one drops for him.
Oh boy, the touch is coming back here in the second half. Percentages from the field much better than it was at the break.
Harden outside. Passes it to Harris. Pulls up on the wing. Nets with the new shot clock. Kicks it out to Harden. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Durant, the pass to Jordan. Harden outside. A second chance effort. A putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
I mean, he might as well pour a foundation and put some framework around that, because that's where DeAndre Jordan lives on the offensive glass.
Back to Beverly. Bucket is good. And the Clippers lead by 11.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Harden against Beverly. Puts it up from 12. Another miss by Harden.
Well, that's a shot they want just about on every possession if they can get it. He doesn't make them all, but still very much a high percentage look.
Beverly for 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
George way outside. That shot is off. The Nets go the other way with it. And Harris wide open. He shoots off target from 3-point range.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And here's George for 3. And again, no good by the Clippers. Nets trail by 9. Pass to Luwawu. Out to Harris from past the arc. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for Los Angeles.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for DeMarcus Cousins.
I liked his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
So the first of three is good, and that brings them within single digits. And the Clippers making a change here. And so he's good on all three free throws, and that narrows the gap to 7. Pass to Mann. Back to George. Launches it. Cousins trying to free himself up. Jordan with the rebound.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Well, realistic at this stage of the game, they're going to lose this one, but will they take something from the loss?
From deep, George. Mann. And again, no good by the Clippers. Takes the three. Missed. So the Clippers with the win. They see. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Compensating for the absence of a key player can be difficult, but they've got to hold strong.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Morris, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. And for the Bucks.
That's what I'm talking about. Wow. That was nice.
And it should be a good one tonight, Steve. 2 teams in the playoff conversation.
This is where, Kevin, we see the talent is there on both sides. Also now, this is where coaching can make the difference, putting players in position to come out on top.
5 to shoot. Lopez finds Antetokounmpo. And here is Zubac. And now the fast break. George with the ball. A 3-pointer off the mark. Middleton outside. Passes it to Lopez. Back to Middleton. On deep. Drills it from outside.
And this is what Middleton does. Hit trades. He's one of the best in the league at helping his team space the floor.
Pass to Zubac. Back to George. Morris, left side. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Leonard, no luck.
The defense got lucky there. That's one you expect him to drain.
And GA Chris Middleton over his career much improved on the defensive end.
A true two-way player. I tell you, that 6'11" wingspan helps. Able to use that length to bother shots and disrupt passes. And if you're looking to make a big play with the pass, you've got to love Giannis. He's a big target on those alley-oop lobs.
George against Middleton. Here's Leonard. And Chris Middleton pulls it down.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
DiVincenzo passes to Holiday. Lopez with the ball. Zubac defending. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Giannis throws it down.
So strong. Giannis has really added some bulk since entering the league. Helps him absorb the contact.
Middleton against George. And that one drops for him.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Bucks leading by 3. First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. Giannis kicks to Holiday. Back to Giannis. Middleton outside. For 3. Paul George grabs the miss.
Aggressive closeout on a great jump shooter. That's how you defend against the 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Lobbed up there for Lopez. George against Holiday. George with the bucket.
Slippery play by Paul George to get inside. He ends up right where he wanted to be for the shot.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Holiday looking over the floor. Here's Lopez. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
Giannis outside. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Outside, George. And again, the Clippers good for 2. We've got 33 seconds left here in the first quarter. Antetokounmpo up top. He's covered by Leonard. Yep, it counts. Antetokounmpo's got 8.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
George with the ball. Now guarded by Middleton. It's hauled in by Giannis. Now DiVincenzo. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. A shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it tonight and has been the driving. And regarding the mental aspect of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Definitely the game will slow down a lot for me.
Well, Greg, that might be why they put up so many points. They all know the roles. They've got the right recipe for everything they want to do on offense.
Yeah, his awareness plus unselfishness puts defenders in a no-win situation.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And what stands out to you from the Bucks in this one?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. We've got Luke Kennard. Kawhi Leonard is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's man in at the small forward. Beverley against Holiday. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here.
And guys, even though he's in a big market, Kawhi Leonard still not one for the spotlight.
That is so true. It's not about the fame for him. He's in L.A., but Kawhi Leonard stays in his bubble. All the trappings that come with being a great player, he's truly focused on the love of the game, winning and being the best possible player he can be.
Knocked away. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Over Teague. Beverly dishes to Batum. Kennard on the wing. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And right there you see an underrated aspect to Cousins' game. Terrific instincts, senses the open man.
Here's Teague, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Teague with the ball. The feed to Tucker. Now the pass to Connaughton. uses both hands to slam it down.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Beverly, the pass to Cousins. Milwaukee with the rebound.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
And Tucker kicks to Forbes. Tips it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Tucker's got the lead up to 5 now for Milwaukee.
Challenging the defense at the rim, something he does very well. Excellent tip in.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Cousins on the follow. Cousins has got his first 2 points.
You see the feel from DeMarcus Cousins, tracking down the miss, then making good on the second chance opportunity.
Here's Teague, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. For Milwaukee, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line, and he makes the first.
And as you would expect from the way he plays, Teague is a terrific free throw shooter.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Lopez, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for P.J. Tucker. Chris Middleton's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Bryn Forbes. Zubac finds George, and it's sent back by Lopez.
It's a bonus whenever Lopez comes up with the swat. Want to see more of this from the big fella.
Stolen by Zubac. From deep three-point range. To the middle, outside for Jackson. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Milwaukee leading by 3. DiVincenzo with it. George picks him up, and Lopez throws it down.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
Now the Bucks moving it up. Middleton leading the charge. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Clippers trail by 5. Ahead, and then Leonard with the dunk.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
There's 31 seconds left in the second quarter. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
George looking over the floor. From deep. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Giannis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Back to DiVincenzo. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Outside, George. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And a huge...
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break. Or third.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It was a big-time first quarter for Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 10 points, and that should...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
And I can't wait to see what he has in store during this second half. Some of those jams were downright absurd.
Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the 3. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half.
And we heard Shaquille O'Neal bestow his Superman nickname on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and rightfully so. The Greek Freak, the most dominant paint scorer since Shaq himself.
6 to shoot. Here's Middleton. The teardrop falls in. Middleton's got 5 points so far.
and they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And watching Antetokounmpo get to the rim can, GA, take your breath away.
Man, he can go around you, through you, or literally jump right over you. Call him the freak, Superman, what have you. None of it feels like an exaggeration.
Morris outside. Back to George.
Facing up from mid-range, George could have tried to drive, but takes what the defense gives him.
Bucks leading by 4. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Antetokounmpo shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player at 6'10", with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. And how about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know. But he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. Beverly, the pass to Cousins. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Bobby Portis is checked in for Antetokounmpo. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Batum's checked in. And Holiday kicks to Forbes. Fires from deep. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
Even though that one didn't go down, I like the offensive game plan here. 3 for 4 coming out of the break.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Holiday, the pass to Connaughton. Now the dish to Tucker. Knocks it loose and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Jeff Teague, he's checked in for the Bucks. Clippers trail by 6. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Here's Beverly, and the layup's good off the glass. Beverly's got his first 2 points of the night.
You see the quickness of Beverly, blinding speed in the inside.
Teague against Beverly. Teague kicks to Forbes. Dishes it to Tucker. Back to Forbes. The tray. Batum grabs the miss. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles, trailing by 4. Pass to Connaughton. Fires for 3. That one, no good. Clippers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Here's Cousins, and he converts the layup.
I mean, one thing about DeMarcus, he's never had much of a problem scoring with contact.
Beverly against Teague. They swipe it. And foul call. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. And they'll retain possession. This is his first free throw of the game.
And at the charity stripe a season ago, he didn't miss many. 90% on the year.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling. And the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Beverly against Teague. Floats it up for Cousins. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Forbes, and it's denied. Now, here's Batum. Pass to Kennard. Back to Batum. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. He feeds it to Cousins. Makes it off the glass. Cousins has got the lead up to 2 now for the Clippers.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Teague up top. Pass to Portis. Back to Teague. Now Portis. He's guarded by Cousins. It's stolen by Teague. Got a piece of it. Here's Kennard. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. And it's a 4-point Los Angeles lead.
When Kennard is that set up, he almost can't miss. Such a skilled shooter.
And we've watched. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
This is what you need your floor general to do. Take charge, lead by example, unselfish play.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's Marcus Morris. And it's Oturu in at the center, filling out the middle. Here's Giannis. Whoa, hammering it in.
Yeah, I mean, the ball handling and body control for a guy that's Giannis's height, it's really impressive.
Middleton against George. And the pass to Oturu. Lopez with the block. To the paint. Here's Giannis. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And I really marvel at the touch of Antetokounmpo for his size and physique. That's incredible.
George against Middleton. And that one's good. George.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
It's the 4th quarter, and it's a close game. You want to get the ball to someone you can rely on.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Kennard kicks to Beverly. Stolen by Holiday. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And with his length and explosiveness, it's never a surprise to see Giannis get points on the offensive glass. Great nose for the ball.
High post, Zubac. Out to Morris. Pass to Leonard. Clock at 6. Inside, and that'll be 2 free throws. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video reviews showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Leonard attacking. Lopez with the block. One-on-one fast break. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And George is subbed in for Kennard. Lopez outside. And Giannis throws it down.
It may be the most bankable play in this offense. Antetokounmpo on the roll with the finish.
And George, here we go. Zubac the best to George. He can't get that one to fall. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Stolen by Zubac. George dishes to Leonard. George against Middleton. Here's Zubac. Rebounded by the Bucks. Lopez has got his 4th rebound in this one. And Zubac picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Leonard against Antetokounmpo. And Giannis throws it down.
And we talk about Antetokounmpo's all-around skills, and tonight it's been about the score. He's put this offense on his back.
George against Middleton. On offense, here are the Bucks. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. 1:10 left to play in the final quarter. Oh, good on the triple. Clippers trail by 6.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
And I don't think they will. The problem is they've waited too long to make a move. Can't help but love the way Leonard plays the game. Stone-faced assassin.
Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Milwaukee. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubats. Giannis against Leonard. Antetokounmpo. Big D that time from Leonard. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
George from deep three-point land, and they're unable to get the tying basket there. Antetokounmpo looking it over. And Middleton kicks to Antetokounmpo. Feeds it to Forbes. The drive by Giannis. Milwaukee needs to get off a shot here. He's off on that one. Nice D from Cousins. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
One of the more controversial players in the game. What's amazing through all the scrutiny is the consistency of Cousins' production.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, that's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2.
He was one of those great summer league stories. Bryn Forbes can get by as a knockdown shooter while still rounding out the rest of his game. You have to admire how calm he is under pressure at the free throw line in a key situation.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 2 here.
You know, no one produces like Paul George does. He elevates your team's abilities in any situation. Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
That's his first personal foul. 5th team foul.
He gets the first, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game. And the Clippers call time here. They're behind by 3. Just 2 seconds left in the game. And now, let's present our New Balance player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it. tonight. Some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. And there's Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic. And it's Powell in at the three, the small forward. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
And it's McCollum in the corner. Lillard from outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Lillard's got 6. Terrific talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to...
Did you see that?
Oh, it's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up this year.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. Lillard against Jackson. Lillard dishes to Powell. Portland moving the ball around. From the arc. And it's Lillard missing. The Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. The three from George. That doesn't go either for George. Portland's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And here's McCollum for 3. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Outside Jackson. And stolen by Lillard. One-on-one here. Goes up on the high post. It's hauled in by Zubac.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And Morris throws it down.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Nurkic finds McCollum. Three-pointer. At the tip. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. Nurkic has got his second basket of the game.
Well, a big reason Nurkic impacts games is for that ability right there, staying active on the glass at both ends, converting the second chance.
And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him. That sends Reggie Jackson to the free throw line. It's on Damian Lillard. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Here's Simons. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so here's Portland. Trailblazers leading by 5.
Now, you know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a role out on his team.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that two-guard position. Only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in firing from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point, though.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Lillard's checked in. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Paul George. Jones kicks to Lillard. Pass to Kanter. 5 on the clock. Lillard misses.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
And that one's good. Leonard.
Amazing floor awareness from Cousins. Skilled at spotting the open man.
And a deep three from Lillard. No good that time. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Oh, Leonard in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down. There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Three-pointer, Lillard, and he's good on the three ball. Lillard's got 11.
He's pulling out all the tricks this quarter. They can't figure out how to stop him.
Outside Jackson. He kicks it to Cousins. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Lillard from outside. They get it back.
He's one of the best per-minute rebounders in the game. Cantor gets a lot of his points this way.
Outside Jackson. Puts up a three. No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Portland out in front. They're up by 4. Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how he deals with the big.
I look to the times where
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it could make them stronger if they use it right.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Well, it's part of their strategy coming in, no doubt. And there may not be that much their opponent can do about it.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's Batum. And it's Morris in at the 3. Morris kicks to George. Off target with his 3. Portland leading by 6. McCollum feeling it out a bit. Those 3-pointers off the mark. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. From downtown, again the miss by the Trailblazers.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
He's been cold, and it's been hurting him. The D, I mean, he was ready for him. He hasn't been able to solve it.
Portland again missing.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but he hasn't been successful. Don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Simons. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Pass to McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Bangs home the trifecta. McCollum's got the lead back up to 6 now for Portland. I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
And here's Morris for 3. Cousins on the follow. Cousins has got his first points of the night.
The big body of Cousins, a menace on the offensive glass, fights to keep plays alive.
McCollum outside, passes it to Simons. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. A different look now for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Enes Kanter.
And
Robert Covington subbed in for Derek Jones. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. Leonard, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Luke Kennard in for George. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
A different look now for Portland. Norman Powell's checked in for McCollum. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anfernee Simons. Trailblazers leading by 4. Lillard outside. There's 1:54 left in the first half of the game. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. The Clippers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Leonard. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one. For the finish. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Lillard outside. Over Beverly. Lillard misses.
They haven't needed him as much as I thought they would tonight.
The 3. They get the rebound.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
1:02 left to play here in the second quarter. Lillard from deep three-point land, from beyond the arc, and then some. Lillard's got 14 points for the game.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 6 points for him.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 5 points now this quarter.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Beverly with the ball. Now Anthony defending. Leonard. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Kennard against Lillard. And that one, good. And the Trailblazers lead by 5. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime. Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He had 18 points and 1 steal. That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Giles, and it's Cantor in at center. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. Leading by 5. Back to Giles. Just 5 to shoot. And it's Lillard missing.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Lillard finds McCollum. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Back to Lillard. McCollum outside. That 3 off the mark. Clippers trail by 3. Here's Leonard. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
And guys, the best thing about Kawhi picking up assists is that it's contagious. When you've got a dominant scorer setting his teammates up and everyone falls in line.
Lillard with no one around. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Zubac kicks to Patterson. Takes a 3. Rebounded by McCollum.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Lillard against Kennard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Gosh, we had to take flight to get to this game tonight, but here's a guy who simply takes flight and flies at will on the basketball court. I mean, it's pretty surreal to watch a guy who can elevate to that level.
It's deflected. Out of bounds. Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. A fantastic mobile 1 block. This one deserves another look.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
A different look now for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Harry Giles. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Patrick Patterson. Marcus Morris is checked in for Leonard. And George is subbed in for Kennard. McCollum against George. Kicks it out to Jones. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possessions. I mean, turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
Nurkic checked in for the Trailblazers. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Los Angeles. The pass to Covington, and stolen by Cousins. George from deep three-point land. The shot off that time. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Covington finds Nurkic. Kicks it out to Covington. Batum against McCollum. Drills the three-pointer. McCollum's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
McCollum is fantastic in running the screen and roll. He knows how to use the pick to get space to shoot.
George passes to Cousins. And here's Morris for 3. And again, no good by the Clippers. Portland's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. The Clippers have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. And George, here we go. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That is his first foul of the game. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Anthony's checked in. McCollum against George. Here's Nurkic. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. The Clippers trail. And George with this stuff.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
We've got 28 seconds left to play in the third. McCollum passes to Nurkic. Back to McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. Anthony on the wing. And it's Anthony with the jam.
That'll get you a pat on the back from your teammate McCollum. Unselfish and aware, picking out the perfect pass.
Outside, George. Over McCollum. Off target with that shot. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. It's the Trailblazers up by 2. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, I like that he didn't make his decision too early. You know, he let the play develop. That's how you do it. Finds the weakness in that defense.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, DeMarcus Cousins out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Jackson in at the point. Batum against Lillard.
All night long, Lillard has been taking over on the offensive end. I mean, adjusting to every defense they've thrown at him.
Outside, George. Jacks up a three. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Lillard from deep three-point land. An absolute bomb from three-point range. And now a 5-point Trailblazer lead. George looking around, and they pick up 2.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
George against Powell, and it's Anthony top of the key. Here's Lillard, lays it up off the glass. Lillard's got 27.
What more can you say about Lillard's gritty demeanor on the court? I guess contact doesn't bother him.
And it's Norman Powell with the foul.
Side out.
That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Harry Giles is checked in for the Trailblazers. McCollum comes in for Norman Powell, and Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Morris. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks. Hard work on the boards. A lot of competition for that one. But he's got the lift to be the first one, too.
A 3-ball. It's hauled in by Beverley. Clippers trail by 8. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Now a veteran in this league, Batum does a little bit of everything, including offer guidance and support for his younger teammates.
Both free throws good from Batum.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Back to Lillard. Lets it go with a 3. Cans it from downtown. Lillard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
You see more teams doing this nowadays. Y'all are firmly entrenched in the era of the 3-ball.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
Yeah, no question. It takes skill and a certain level of fearlessness.
Lillard against Beverley. Kicks it out to McCollum. Outside Anthony. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Leonard, and it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
Here's Lillard. Giants, great positioning on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
It's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Nurkic with the block.
Oh, this is the impact Nurkic makes on the defensive end. Effective at reaching out and stifling shooting.
Clippers trail by 7.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
Oh, yeah, a little room for error now. We'll see what they run. And really, Batum just finds a way to knock down these clutch shots. His poise is simply incredible.
Back to Lillard. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Pass to Nurkic. Kicks to Lillard. throws it down.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up the score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
Money!
And with a good mix of power and agility, Leonard can throw it down with the best of them.
2 points here might be all the cushion they need.
You would think so. This game is theirs for the taking.
The putback. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trail Blazers. From deep three-point range, the long distance three is buried. Lillard's got 38 points.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. Just a total team effort.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks.